Hello. Today I'm going to look at whether we've grown enough food to see us through the whole year. I'm Liz Zorab and this is Byther Farm. We're going to have a look at what's stored in the freezers and anything else I've managed to store away. But I want to start with in the garden. There's still quite a lot of food not yet harvested or not yet ready to harvest. So there's still some spinach and some young beetroot, some slightly more mature beetroot and celeriac and chard. And this is purple sprouting broccoli, and this won't be ready until way after Christmas. I would expect February, March. It might surprise me and come earlier, but it was quite a late variety, and I specifically chose this so that we would have fresh food, fresh vegetables later in the spring as we're heading towards that hungry gap. There are also a few cabbages in here which will get harvested in the next 2 or 3 weeks, but I'm in no hurry because we've still got plenty of leafy greens in the house at the moment. There are other vegetables that will overwinter in the ground, and I'll just harvest them as I need them, and those include leeks, parsnips, some late carrots. There are 3 different types of kale: Brussels sprouts, swede, which is known as rutabaga elsewhere. So there are plenty of vegetables, and then on top of that there are salad leaves and plenty of fresh herbs. So that's what we've got going on in the garden. In the barn we keep a couple of freezers and some stored goods. It's not the easiest to get into, so what I tend to do is bulk store in here, and then as I empty the freezers in the house, I remove stuff from here and take it in there, because it's just more easily accessible in the house. There are 2 sets of shelves with canned goods on them. Some of them are like this, are a chutney that I've made. This is just, well, I say just, this is made all from homegrown produce. I should be very pleased with these. So things like vegetable soup and apples. I've canned an awful lot of cherries this year because the cherry tree was so prolific that I've been able to can about 40 pounds of cherries, and I'll use those on yoghurt. Some of them I've managed to actually take all the stones out of, and those ones are labelled, so I know I can use those ones in pies and tops of cheesecake and things like that. I've also got some black currants. More sauces. I've actually created a lot of sauces which allow me to just grab something to add to a meal I'm preparing. Anything that can speed up the process of me standing in the kitchen for too long in the winter is a good thing. And then there's some soups and lots more apple. And over on the shelves over here there are lots and lots of jars of accompaniments for meals. Things like red currant jelly and mint jelly. There's also jams and yet more cherries and more stewed apple. Also in the barn I have 2 freezers. There's one over here. This is a second-hand freezer, one that we bought on the local marketplace page on the internet. And this is filled with very much the bulk items. So in the top here I've got an awful lot of containers of elderberry juice, large bags of chopped onion tops and broad beans, raw tomatoes, and in the bottom 2 drawers are courgettes and rhubarb. Let's get this closed. I keep this tied up because one of the reasons that the previous owners were getting rid of it is that the door didn't seal terribly well. But just a simple loop of rope is keeping that shut enough to make sure that the cool stays in there. And then I've also got a little chest freezer. So just a quick glimpse of the sort of thing that's in here. There are bags of tomatoes, strawberries, chopped apples, and I've also got pre-cooked potatoes in here. So these are potatoes that I've baked in the oven, so they're jacket potatoes, which I've allowed to cool and then frozen them. And it's great to be able to take these out of the freezer in the morning, and they will have defrosted by the evening, enough to pop them back in the oven and just warm them through. I've sliced courgettes, zucchinis, lengthways in thin slices, and these get used instead of pasta in lasagna. And yellow beans, and more strawberries, and more broad beans. And I think broad beans are called fava beans elsewhere. So in the barn, I keep large quantities of raw ingredients that I can then use to make meals. Here at Byther Farm, I grow about 85% of all the food and drink that we consume. And if you'd like to know a little more about how I do that and why I do that, I've written a book. It's called Grounded, and it will be published in February, but you can pre-order it now. I'll leave a link on the screen and again in the video description. In our boot room, I store onions and shallots. Lots of the onions are just stored in crates like this. And we also have a fridge freezer there and a freezer here. So in the top bit is mostly meals that I'm just freezing. The fast freeze section is at the top here. So this is all the meals that I've made most recently. And also I've started preparing and freezing some Brussels sprouts. I've still got a lot of those to do, but I'll get some of those frozen for use during the hungry gap. Most of this freezer is filled with either completely pre-prepared meals or things like chicken stock ready for use in meals. There are some of the vegetables that I've brought through from the other freezer. I do have things like the occasional tub of ice cream and packet of pre-prepared fish, but mostly this is either veg ready to serve as an accompaniment to meal or a meal itself. So all the drawers either have 2 people's worth of a side dish like this braised red cabbage, or I have a vegetable curry here. This is a 1-person portion, and I always just pop a label on to say whether it's to say what it is and whether it's for 1 or 2 people. And then this drawer likewise is chock-a-block full. Everything from chicken casserole, spaghetti bolognese, and lots and lots of Greek gigantes beans. This freezer has 7 sections to it, and 5 of those 7 are filled with pre-prepared meals. This drawer has got duck stew, casserole, and meat for stir fries. And in the bottom drawer is cooked rhubarb, cooked apples, so it's cooked fruits. And this fridge freezer, it's a similar practice. The fridge section has our bulk bought dairy products in it, and the bottom half has raw meat products. And I try not to store any raw meat in the same place that there is cooked meat. So all the raw meat is kept in this freezer, and once I cook it, it gets moved through to this one. And here in the kitchen, it all looks a bit of a mess at the moment. Over there, I've got a table full of squashes that I'm still curing, and they will then get stored upstairs in the spare bedroom, which doesn't have very much heating in it. It's kept frost free, but it is kept quite cool. And then in this cupboard, well, this serves as a pantry in the house, and it contains everything from canned pears, jams, jellies. It's got all the empty jars that either they've been used or they're waiting to be filled, or both. And it also has a few dried beans. Well, those dried beans have probably been there for 4 years now. I just don't use dried beans in my cooking. What I usually do with beans is to cook them and freeze them. But I have cooked some and canned them this year. So I've got some canned yellow beans, and also some cannellini beans that I've made in a tomato sauce, so they're just like baked beans. And all in all, I feel like this year we've definitely got some food security. And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join me again next time.